The fact is, Biden let Ukraine use ATACAMS, which have a range up to 190 miles. This week, our armed forces fired the first salvo, hitting an ammunition depot in Russia. The French and British, who have supplied the Ukrainians with their versions of such weapons, can now follow Biden's lead and let Kiev have at it. Biden's permission was long overdue, yes. The ostensible reason for Biden's shift is that Putin escalated first. By inviting his new brothers in arms from North Korea to join the fight on Russia's side, Russians and North Koreans are massing for a counterattack to retake the Russian region of Kursk. The Russians have also stepped up their bombing of Ukraine's civilian infrastructure to make the Ukrainian winter cold, dark, and deadly. Bloomberg calls it a moot question whether Biden in the past could have put Ukraine in a better strategic position by being quicker to let the fire the ATACAMS, or indeed by providing all American aid more swiftly and decisively. Well, for us in Ukraine, it is no moot nor even a question. Yes, Biden could do it and did not do it in time back then, but he did it now. And we, in Ukraine, finally can fight back and not only sit and wait until Putin escalates and some son of a Trump turns a blind eye to it. We understand the reason for Biden's reticence, though highest objective of his was and still is to avoid stumbling over Putin's red lines and triggering a direct confrontation between American and Russian forces or Russian attack on Ukraine on the west with tactical nuclear weapons. For 1,000 days, that is since the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Washington and other NATO capitals have debated whether Putin's nuclear threats are credible. This week, Putin signed off on the new doctrine. Boo. What Biden understands, however, is that timing matters. Right now, Putin is trying to be as aggressive and strong in Ukraine as possible to prepare for the new and unpredictable era of geopolitics that starts on Inauguration Day in the US, January 20th. The more territory and other levers Putin holds, the better his bargaining position, not so much vis-à-vis Kiev, but across the table from Trump. At the same time, Putin would never choose the next 2 months to go nuclear. And here is why in easy terms. That would forfeit the support of China that he was so diligently cultivating, and also that of Global South. I mean from India to Africa, and in fact most of the world. That would also wreck the relationship with Trump if that is not already the case. So as Trump's entire national security idea, foggy as it is, rests on the paradigm peace through strength, so he would have to respond to even a limited Russian nuke with demonstrative, if not nuclear, military might. That has also been Biden's plan, by the way, since 2022 and remains exactly that to this very day. So Putin doesn't want to up the bet that much. If he retaliates for the ATACAMS and storm shadows before Inauguration Day, he'll likely do so with more grey zone operations. And this week, somebody cut 2 undersea data cables connecting NATO countries in the Baltics. But the West has already said it's okay. We don't see it as a deliberate act of Russian sabotage, just a coincidence. Probably that, as we all know, happens to underwater fiberglass cables every now and then. In general, politicians in US and in Europe always tend to be a specific sort of blindness, use it as a way to counter objective reality, helping them to only see things in a way they want to see them. It is called selective blindness. Selective blind official Collective West preferred not to see Putin's escalation before he went intercontinental. Selectively blind official Collective West preferred not to see North Korean troops in Ukraine until it came absolutely undeniable. Selective blind Collective West preferred not to see Chinese weapons delivered to Russia and to stay blind to Russia buying components to its missiles used to terrorize Ukraine every day. Now, the intercontinental missile used to attack Ukraine for the first time ever in human history. And red alert blaring in the air right now as you're watching this, and this is no exaggeration. I will hear the sirens when I walk out of this studio. So, do you think selectively blind collective West will now see what is going on in Ukraine? I mean, Western satellites can actually get a picture of me in this very studio, but they can't confirm Russia's using intercontinental missiles. I guess 2 or 3 years would need to pass before selectively blind Western politicians start to see things as they really are and call a spade, as it was exactly the case with ATACAMS.